All right, Unit 1, Day 2, Polynomial Multiplication. Make sure you have your notes out. So, we've talked about standard form before. I just need to reiterate it. Standard form is when the exponents go from highest to least, so when they're in decreasing order. You should know that. We went over it a bunch last time. So now let's do the first examples. So we're going to do the distributive property. You guys should know what that is. But basically, let's look at example A. We're going to distribute that 2 to both terms. So we're going to multiply 2 to the 3x and 2 to the 8. So it's 2 times 3x plus 2 times 8. You finish simplifying that out. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 8 is 16. Final answer. Okay. Same thing on B. We're just going to distribute that 5. So it's 5 times 3x squared plus 5 times 8x plus 5 times 5. Finish multiplying it out. You get 15x squared plus 40x plus 25. Okay, let's do it again. So we're going to distribute that. So 3x times 4x squared plus 3x times negative 2x plus 3x times 6. So 3x times 4x squared. Let's multiply our numbers first. So 3 times 4 is 12. X times x squared is x cubed, because you just add the x's. So if we have 1x and we add 2 more, that's 3 altogether. Okay. 3x times negative 2x is negative 6x squared. And 3x times 6 is 18x. Last one. So if we multiply that, we have 5x squared times 3x squared. 5x squared times negative 2x. 5x squared times 4. And you end up with 15x to the 4th minus 10x cubed plus 20x squared. Okay. So now let's multiply polynomials. So I'm going to teach you 2 methods. This first method is the distribution method. Okay. So we're going to multiply each term in one polynomial by each term in the second polynomial. And then we're going to add those together and simplify if needed. Okay, so let's look at this example. We have x plus 2y and then 3x minus 4y plus 5. So we're going to first multiply that x to the second polynomial and the 2y to the second polynomial. So it's x times 3x minus 4y plus 5 plus 2y times 3x minus 4y plus 5. Okay. Then you distribute that in just exactly what we did. So you end up with 3x squared minus 4xy plus 5x plus 6xy minus 8y plus 10y. Okay. Now we're just going to combine like terms. So we have the 3x squared. We don't have any other x squareds. We have negative 4xy plus 6xy. We have the 5x, no other x's. Negative 8y squared, no other 8y squares, or y squareds. And then we have 10y. Then we just finish simplifying. You get 3x squared plus 2xy plus 5x minus 8y squared plus 10y. On your notes, there's an extra 6xy in there, and that's wrong. So make sure you cross that out. This is supposed to be the correct answer, or this is the correct answer. Okay? I'm going to also teach you a different way for multiplying polynomials. And I don't care if you do it the distribution method. I love the box method though, and this is how I've always multiplied polynomials. It's way easier for me to do it this way. You can do it either way though. That's why I'm showing you both. So we're going to multiply the same 2 polynomials, okay? So if we look at the first one, we have x plus 2y. There's 2 terms there, right? We look at the second one, 3x minus 4y plus 5. There's 3 terms there. So we're going to draw a box that's 2 by 3. You see that? And we're going to put the x and the 2y on top, because that's the one with 2 terms. And then the 3x minus 4y and 5 on the side. Okay? And now we're just going to, I'm going to go back for a sec. We're just going to find the area of each box. So remember, the area is just the length times the width. So like in this first box, we have x times 3x is 3x squared. The second box, we have 2y times 3x is 6xy. The next box, x times negative 4y is negative 4xy. The next one, 2y times negative 4y is negative 8y squared. Then x times 5 is 5x. And then 2y times 5 is 10y. Okay. And then we just combine like terms. So it's basically the same as what you just did. We're just skipping a couple steps and we had to draw this box to organize it better, okay? So we combine like terms. Those are the only two that are alike. So we end up with 3x squared plus 6xy minus 4xy minus 8y squared plus 5x plus 10y. Simplify that down. You get 3x squared plus 2xy minus 8y squared plus 5x plus 10y, which is the same answer as what we got before. They're in a little bit different order. I had the 5x. I moved it a little bit, but it's the same answer. It has the same terms. Okay? So you can do it either way. I'm fine with either way. It's a lot easier for me to double check your work when you use the box method though. Okay? So now let's do some practice. I'm going to do the first two with the distribution method. I'm going to do the second two with the box method. Okay? So let's look at this first one and let's use distribution to do this. So we're going to multiply the x to the 3x plus 2. Then we're going to multiply the 8 to the 3x plus 2. Then we're going to use the distribution. So it's 3x squared plus 2x. And then the 8 times 3x is 24x. 8 times 2 is 16. And then we combine like terms. You end up with 3x squared plus 26x plus 16. All done. Okay? Let's look at example B. So if we're going to use this distribution on this, remember, we would rather distribute the one that has 2 terms rather than the one that has 3 terms. You can do it either way. It just makes it a little bit easier if you do the one with 2 terms. So I'm just going to rearrange this. It's easier for me to tell. And now I'm going to multiply the 4x by x squared plus 3x minus 5. And then the negative 3, that's a negative 3, times the x squared plus 3x minus 5. Okay? Remember to distribute the negative as well. You have to distribute that negative. It'll make a huge difference. It'll change your answer if you don't. So when we multiply this out, you end up with 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 20x. Then negative 3 times negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times 3x is negative 9x. Negative 3 times negative 5 is 15. And now we just combine like terms. So we have 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 3x squared. And then plus the negative 20x minus 9, that's supposed to be an x right there, minus 9x, and then plus 15. And we end up with 4x cubed plus 9x squared minus 29x, because that is a 9x, I just forgot the x, then plus 15. And you're done, that's your final answer. Okay? Now let's look at example C. We're going to use the box method on these ones. So I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger. So here we have 4x squared plus 2x minus 6. There's 3 terms right there, right? And then we have 8x squared plus 3x plus 7. There's also 3 terms right there. So I'm going to draw a 3 by 3 box. And it doesn't matter where I put which polynomial, but I'm going to put the 4x squared plus 2x minus 6 on top because it came first, and so it just makes more sense for me to put it on top. But you could put it on the side as well. And then we have 8x squared plus 3x plus 7 on the side. Okay, and then we're just going to multiply, find the area of each box. So 4x squared times 8x squared is 32x to the 4th. 2x times 8x squared is 16x cubed. Negative 6 times 8x squared is negative 48x squared. 4x squared times 3x is 12x cubed. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Negative 6 times 3x is negative 18x. 4x times 7 is 28x squared. 2x times 7 is 14x. And then negative 6 times 7 is negative 42. Remember, the next step is to combine like terms. So we have our x to the 4th. We don't have any other x to the 4th. We have these 2 x cubes that we're going to combine. We have those 3 x squareds and then those 2 x's. They're not always going to be perfectly aligned like that. This one, it just happened to be that way. Okay, so we're just going to combine those like terms. So the 32x to the 4th is by itself. The x cubes are together, so 16 and 12. And then all our x squareds are together, negative 48x squared plus 6x squared plus 28x squared. And then the negative 18x plus 14x, and then the negative 42 is out there by itself. We're just going to, sorry, talking's hard. We're going to finish adding and subtracting these. So you end up with 32x to the fourth plus 28x cubed minus 14x squared minus 4x minus 42. And you're done. You can double check my math if you want to, but I'm pretty sure those are correct. Okay? Last example, let's look at example D. So we have 4 minus 3x squared. That squared out there means that we have 2 of the 4 minus 3x. Okay? If there was a 3 on the outside, that would mean we had 3 of those. If there was a 4 on the outside, that would mean we had 4. Since there's a 2, we have 2 of them. Okay? So we need to multiply these binomials. So we have 2 terms there. We have 2 terms there. We're going to draw a 2 by 2 box. Okay? And it's the same, so the same thing goes on the top and the side. Then we're just going to multiply this out. So we have 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times negative 3x is negative 12x. 4 times negative 3x again is negative 12x. Negative 3x times negative 3x is 9x squared. Okay, then we combine like terms. So we have 16 minus 12x plus 9x squared. The negative 12x's will combine to become negative 24x. We want this in standard form though, so I'm just going to switch this. So it's 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. And you're done. So there's 2 different methods. I'll go back to that screen for a second. There are 2 different methods to doing this. You could have done both of these using the distribution method, gotten the same exact answers. So it doesn't matter which method you use, it's just whichever one makes more sense to you, which one you prefer. Okay? Remember to take the quiz, and I will see you guys tomorrow.